So here's the problem you were looking at. So because they said that x minus 7 and x were a and b, they have to be the two legs that make the right triangle. You'll know it's a right triangle because it has that little square in it. So that means you want to put those in where the a and the b are. So let me do this on the next page so I have room. So if I put the x minus 7 in where the a is, I'm going to have to square it. And if I put the x in where the b is, I square it. And then the same thing with the x plus 7 and squared. I'm putting parentheses around them because when I square them, I want to make sure that I don't just square the 7, that I square the x minus 7 or x plus 7. So x minus 7 squared, you're going to have to FOIL it because it's a binomial. Whoops. So that means that's going to give you x squared minus 7x minus another 7x plus 49. So altogether it's going to give you x squared minus 14x plus 49. And you have this other x squared also, so plus x squared equals. And the other side you're going to have to FOIL that too. So that's going to give you x squared plus 7x plus another 7x plus 49. And the reason why these are plus is because it was x plus 7, so they were positive. These two will go together, so I'll get x squared plus 14x plus 49. Then if you notice there's two sides of the equation, so because there's like terms on this side, I can put these two together and make it simpler before I start. You don't have to, just makes it easier. So I have 2x squared minus 14x plus 49. On the other side I still have the same thing because there's nothing I could put together over there. There's no like terms. So now I can start moving everything to one side and setting it equal to 0. The reason I know I have to do that is because every time you have a power of 2, you have to do that. You have to move them all over and either use quadratic equation or factor it. So I'm going to move my x squared over here. I'll just do it one step at a time. And you get x squared minus 14x plus 49. On this side, I still have 14x plus 49. So now I'm going to move my 14x over. So now I have x squared minus 28x plus 49. I don't know if I can fit all this in. Then I'm going to move my 49 over. And I'm going to put the rest on the next page. So I have x squared plus 28x, or minus 28x, I guess it was, wasn't it? Yeah. Minus 28x equals 0. So now I've got to factor it or use a quadratic equation. This one will be easy to factor. I can see that they both have something in common. They both have an x, so I'm going to factor an x out of it, which means I'm going to divide them both by x. That's going to leave me with x squared minus 28 inside the parentheses. Now, oops, x minus 28. Sorry about that. Now I can set them both equal to 0. So if I set this one equal to 0, I get x equals 0. If I set this one equal to 0, I'm going to get 28. So x equals 28. So that means my two answers, possible answers, are 0 and 28. And since we're talking about a distance, and one of these is just plain old x, that can't be 0. That doesn't make sense. So that's not a real answer for this situation. So 28 must be the answer. Then you can double check it, because you can go back to the triangle, and on this side it was x minus 7. So instead of x, I can plug in 28. This was just x, so that would be 28, and this was x plus 7. I mean, this was, what was it, 28, yeah, x plus 7, which is 28 plus 7. So 28 plus 7. And I can simplify these down. So let me see, I'm going to grab my calculator really quick. So I'm going to get 35 on this side and 21 on this side, and then I can see if that really does make a right triangle, because through Pythagorean theorem, if I take A and I square it and I add it to B squared, it has to equal C squared if it's a right triangle. If it doesn't equal C squared, then I know it's just, it might be a triangle, it's just not a right one. So this is 441 plus 784, and this is 1,225, and if I add these together I get 1,225. So both sides are equal, and so then I know that for sure I'm right. Okay, let me know if you need a video on that other one about the height.